matter. But Dr. Paddy Aite is here. Good morning, Doc. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
In the first place, you've read some of the details that we have, the fine details that
of
we
the study.
Yes, and we were having a conversation just off air earlier that in 2018 Ghana, we shouldn't be talking about things like this.
Certainly not. Some of the things are, a bit concerning. First of all, the figure they got of 74% dissatisfaction is phenomenally high. It's really, really high. And the complaints that people had were, for example, access to toilets in the labor ward is something that we really shouldn't be talking about. Yes, it's a reflection of our society. You must remember that we live in a country where we build houses without toilets. But it's a bit surprising that we build...
I want to believe that we built houses without toilets. I want to believe that in 2018...
we stopped building it that way.
Yes, please.
So it's a bit surprising to see that hospitals clinics or labor wards can be built without easy access to a toilet facility. And just think about it. You are in labor, you are contracting, you are feeling pretty uncomfortable, and then because of the pressure down there, yes, you may feel like going to the toilet, you want to pee because you're going to be there for labor is about maybe 10 hours. You feel like peeing at some point in time. And then if you have to go a significant distance away from your labor room to go to a toilet, you have to queue there, or the toilets are horrible and they are smelly. And it's pretty.
And it's not just about labor, is it? I mean, imagine you're bedridden somewhere.
Well, the study was reference to labor, so
yeah, of course. But
yeah.
You see, the conversation really is about the quality of healthcare generally. We will be focusing on the study, but we really want to find out what the situation is on the ground. The what is there, and then we'll go into the why it's the way it is. Then, most importantly, we'll zoom in on how we can improve upon the situation. But before we go into all those details, Kwesi Deborah has been speaking with some women in Kumasi. Listen.
8-month-old Eric Ajman is having some time on mother's laps. His health has so far been good. His mother, Elizabeth, recalls her fond experience during labor at a private hospital. It was the first time I stepped in that hospital, she says. The nurses were good. They pampered me. They were all around me, comforting me before and after I delivered. Abiba Ishaq, however, has a different story, especially with her last child. I went to a government facility. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring along my towel. I'd wanted them to help me out, but the birth attendants wouldn't mind me. They said all sorts of words to me. I had to make a call to the house before I could get one. The WHO defines quality of care as the extent to which healthcare services provided to individuals and patient populations results in a desired outcome. However, one's perception of quality service and hence expressed satisfaction may not necessarily be the standard of quality care. Dr. Ejako Poku is director, South Central Hospital.
People who are in the act of baby deliveries or birth attendants at our hospital should recognize that traditionally women who are going to deliver by women expect nothing more than 100% services.
For the study, 223 mothers who delivered within the last 5 years were interviewed.
My research topic was on maternal satisfaction with the quality of labor and delivery services in the Ladade-Kotopon district in the Greater Accra region. And I realized that from my study, 74% of the women were dissatisfied with the services provided, especially with the accessibility to the toilet and shower facility, and also with the ambulance services. Most of the women were complaining that when it was time for them to deliver and labor sets in at home, they don't have the ambulance services to bring them to the hospital.
The study also found women who stayed longer at the hospital were more satisfied than those who had a shorter stay.
The reasons could be as a result of the fact that those who stayed longer at the hospital were attended to more often, whereas those who were discharged early went home with complications unattended.
Dr. Gracelyn believes it's about time Ghana upholds the WHO quality of care, which advocates an efficient, equitable, and safe level of patient-centeredness. Reporting for Joy News, Kwesi Deborah.
Thanks, Kwesi. And Dr. Gracelyn Asare has joined us on the line. She's a researcher at the Kane West School of Medical Sciences, and she was a student under supervision at the time of this research. Dr. Asare, thank you very much for joining us, and great work there.
Yeah, thank you.
In the first place, you went in as a student to find out, but the results, like Dr. Aite says here in the studio, seem very shocking. 74% of the women you spoke to are not satisfied with the quality.
Yeah, they weren't satisfied with the services they're receiving during labor and delivery. And for my research, I use a tool to assess this satisfaction. That's the Dunabadian Quality Assessment tool. It takes into consideration the structure, the process, and then the outcome of services provided, healthcare services provided. So based on this, I brought out 19 components. And these 19 components were into the structure, the process, and then the outcome of services provided. So from these 19 outcomes, using a Likert scale, I was able to assess their satisfaction. And it came out that 74% of them were satisfied with the services they received.
So that's how you arrived at the term quality, for instance. You were looking at the structure and the process so that you can look at how satisfied they are.
Yeah.
Great. Let's talk about the results now. Beyond the fact that 74% of them said that they are not satisfied with this quality, what else did you find?
So after I found that 74% weren't satisfied, I wanted to know which factors affected their level of satisfaction. Because maybe what a woman may perceive as quality may not necessarily be quality. So there may be factors that may be affecting this level of satisfaction. So I found out that the delivery attendant, the mode of delivery, and then the duration of stay at the hospital were factors that affected their level of satisfaction. In other studies, they found out that the demographics affected, like age, the kind of work they do, their educational level affected their level of satisfaction. However, in my study, I found out that the obstetric factors, that was the delivery attendant, mode of delivery, and then the duration of stay at the hospital affected their level of satisfaction. Whereby mothers preferred that both physicians and midwives attended to them instead of having midwives attending to them only. So those who had physicians and midwives attending to them were more satisfied, whereas those who had midwives only being less satisfied. And then those who delivered via cesarean section recorded a higher number of respondents being satisfied than vaginal delivery.
That's a very interesting fact there. The points on cesarean section and vaginal delivery. But take us through the rest of them quickly, and then we will deal with some of them more specifically.
Okay, and then I also found out that those who stayed more at the hospital were more satisfied than those who were discharged early. That was very surprising because people would like to go home after being delivered, but for my study, I realized that those who stayed longer were more satisfied than those who were discharged early.
Okay, Dr. Asare, in the first place, you dealt with women who were telling you how satisfied they were, and they have their own standard. But there's a global standard for duty of care, and there's a global standard for what must happen in a hospital. Would it be fair to use the opinions of people to say this is what constitutes quality?
There's a standard, as you said rightly. And I said previously that people may have their perception of what the standard should be. which may not necessarily mean that is the right thing that must be done. But in their opinion, they wish that what is in their mind should be done. So I think that with a global standard, most of their perceptions are in line with the global standards. Not all may fall into the global standard, but I think if we go by the global standard, we may satisfy most of their perceptions.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Grace Nasari, for this kind of work you've done and sharing it with the world, and also joining us this morning. Dr. Paddy Aite is with us in the studio. He's an obstetrician. He's a gynecologist. So in the first place, Doc, can we look at these results and say they typify the healthcare delivery system in the country, or that would be unfair?
I think it would be unfair. The sample size is rather small. It was based mainly on a very low percentage of the number of institutions that we have in this country. But nonetheless, it's still a wake-up call that at the very least, there is one or two institutions in this country that are recording a less than a 26% satisfaction rate. And for women who are undergoing obstetric care, or shall I say labor and delivery, and that is a huge figure. When something happens, when we talk about percentages, it's like, it only affects 1,000 people. But when it affects you, it's 100%.
Exactly.
And so that person is 100% dissatisfied. And the things they are complaining about are not things which are out of, esoteric, imaginary things, out of this world, utopian things. No. Basic things like having access to a clean toilet facility to use. And when I looked at the study and the things that were inside, and I compared that to studies in other countries, I just realized how big the gap was. Because other countries are measuring patient satisfaction. As an example, asking questions like, did they give you a blanket after you delivered when you were shivering? Did they allow you to hold their hand when you were having labor pains? Did you get adequate pain relief? Were you allowed to get up and walk about during labor? Were you allowed to choose your position in labor? Did the nurse explain to you before she did any procedure that she was coming to do for you? Did they monitor your baby as often as you would have wanted? Were you involved? Was your partner involved? Were your relatives involved? More of the soft skills, more of the finer things that actually at the end of the package, the person feels, I was looked after well. So in other words, they've dealt with the pure medical hardcore things already. And they are now focusing on...
And they are building on that.
Our problems seem to be on the basic things.
But isn't that the story of the healthcare delivery system in Ghana?
Not in all aspects of the country. The challenge that we face is that we have maybe 2 or 3 levels of care in this country. We've got the public system, which tends to be significantly overburdened and overcrowded. We've got the private system, which is, should I say, because the client can vote with their feet, they are a bit more focused towards patient satisfaction and ensuring quality. And because you don't want bad press, you are trying to do your best to make sure that your clients are happy. So they are more geared towards satisfying their clients. And we even have the non-for-profit institutions who are also very concerned about patient satisfaction and customer care. So we have this, this challenge that we face. In the public sector, unfortunately, the fees that are being paid for the service do not match the expenses that comes with the service. And then because we have an upside-down system, we have the patients, like if you look at Korle Bu, for instance, Korle Bu gives the most expensive care in this country, but charges the lowest fees. And we have an upside-down system. The match, it is never going to match. We've got people who don't need the level of care that they would get in Korle Bu, but they go there because the fee is cheaper and their parents say that is the safest place to go. And the end result is just that you have a lot of people. And if you have a lot of people, you're not able to pay attention to those that really need the attention because you are too caught up dealing with normals that shouldn't be there in the first place. And then those who need attention end up having disastrous outcomes and being very, very unsatisfied.
So Dr. Aite is taking us through some of the reasons why we have figures like what we have. And I'll just add to what you're saying about the number of public healthcare facilities we have in the first place. And the facts and figures of the 2017 from the Ministry of Health show that we have 1,003 clinics, 137 district hospitals, 267 hospitals, 34 polyclinics, and 3 psychiatric hospitals for a population of about 30 million. So the numbers...
So are these total numbers or these are public institutions?
These are public institutions.
Yes.
Yeah, these are not total numbers.
And that's my challenge with these kind of figures. They assume the private people look after Togolese and Ethiopians. And so when they count the figures, they don't seem to recognize the fact that there's a huge bunch of other people who are looking after the population. And that is what has caused part of our challenge.
We use these figures, Doc, also just before we go for the JBM, because it's the public people that we use our taxpayers' money to take care of. But there are genuine challenges there that you have raised, and we will be addressing them when we come back. Stay with us.
Welcome to the Joy Business Minute.
With just 2 weeks to Christmas, here's Daryl and Karen with your headlines.
COCOBOD is optimistic that its partnership with Ivory Coast would influence global prices. It earlier this year began meetings with Ivory Coast to improve the standing of both countries in the global market space.
Tullow Oil says it is looking to partner another international firm to acquire new blocks. Government has opened negotiations with potential investors over moves to sell new oil fields in the country.
It's been almost a year after the Accra Metropolitan Assembly moved to decongest the Central Business District. But 11 months after this action, the hawkers are now back with the activities affecting traffic and businesses.
And US chip maker Qualcomm claims it has won an injunction against Apple that effectively bans the import of a number of iPhone models ranging from the iPhone 6s to the iPhone X. The preliminary order issued by a Chinese court is the latest step in a continuing feud between the two tech giants over intellectual property.
Thanks for listening.
Do catch us again at 3:06.
At Afrodan, we believe that many of the problems people have with their health is as a result of the way they sit. In other words, your chair can kill you. Here's Dr. Marcus Mann of the Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
What you have to remember is that the spine is the lifeline to your body, and posture is the window to that spine. Now, posture is affected by your daily activities and habits like sitting. That's why at the Chiropractic and Wellness Centers, we recommend what I believe to be the best chairs available for preventing not only subluxations, but also other health problems that you may not be aware of. And that's Rabami and Mobilex chairs. Unfortunately, on a daily basis, I have to correct the effects of this poor sitting habit in our businessmen and businesswomen. Always remember, optimal spine equals optimum health.
So, for the sake of your health, buy Rabami or Mobilex chairs from Afrodan. We're on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade. Telephone 663-085.
Adjudged Group Private Health Insurance Provider 2018 by West Africa Healthcare Excellence Awards, Vitality Health Insurance offers corporates varied all-inclusive healthcare plans. Our plans are customized to meet your corporate needs with prompt claims payment as our hallmark. Excellent customer service is guaranteed you by Vitality. Vitality, we ensure reduction of fraudulent claims leading to reduced medical bills. Why stress yourself when you can outsource your healthcare administration to Vitality's experts? Call 026-6573-200 or 050-6099-800 or visit www.vitalitymh.com. Vitality Health Insurance. Enjoy good health with Vitality.
Is the super duper deal in the Malcolm Best Buy promotion? Yeehaw! At Malcolm, there is always a happy moment. And that is why we're giving you amazing deals on selected supermarket products such as Don Simon, Heinz, Big Beans, Coca-Cola, Nivea, Pampers, Incula, Lily, Rice, Sadia Chicken, Club Lega Beer, Fractal Oil, Milo, Fortune Rice, and many more. Malcolm Best Buy promotion. Super duper deal always. Malcolm, where Ghana shops.
There's Christmas, the new Land Rover, Discovery, and Discovery Sports.
Oops, I got great news for you this Christmas. Grab your
Land Rover Discovery or Discovery Sport through Allianz Motor Ghana. What a surprise, offering an in-house credit scheme. Just pay 40% and spread the difference over 36 months. Oops, that is 3 years. Discovery Sport is starting from $69,000 and Discovery starting from $99,000. Discovery family, never stop discovering. More info, call on 0266 640 099 or log in to www.landrover.com.gh. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Let's go,
My name is Kwame Sefakai, and most of you know me as a media personality, but I am also a family man. The UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, saves me so much time by letting me do almost all of my banking transactions on my phone. The cardless withdrawal feature allows me to withdraw cash from any UMB ATM without an ATM card. I can also pay bills, transfer money, request for a loan, invest money, and so much more. So now, I can spend less time at the bank and more time with the ones I love. Bank anywhere and anytime with a UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, and get the time to do what you love most. Download the UMB Speed App from your Android, iOS, or Windows phone today. Call 0302-633-988 for more information. UMB Speed App, Digibank, let's go!
You know it's Christmas when you hear jingle bells playing in every shop you enter.
You know it's Christmas and Santa brings lots of toys, yay!
You know it's Christmas when you feel the joy of giving.
And you know it's Christmas when you see the specials at Orca Deco.
This Christmas, make sure you visit our stores to get your home in the festive spirit with Orca's wide range of new arrivals. Locate Orca Deco on the Spintex Road, Accra. Think Christmas, think Orca.
Darling, wake up. What time did you say your meeting was again?
It's by 8 a.m.
You're kidding, right? It's almost 7:30.
What? I'm going to be late. This may cost me the deal. Before I have my bath, before the truck get filled up, before
Quickly freshen up. I will help you request a ride on Uber.
Uber in this area?
Exactly, in our area.
Baby, I'm ready.
So is your Uber ride.
Request a ride with Uber in Accra at any time and get to your destination with convenience. Uber, where to?
At Sono Assurances, we know that everyone is unique. You have the recipe to give your family the best. You want a well-deserved rest. Sono Assurances has the right product tailor-made for you. Motor insurance, fire insurance, general accident insurance, marine insurance. You can rest assured of our cover. Locate us at 48 Senchi Street, Airport Residential Area, Accra, or call us on 0302-770-548 or 0302-769-542. You can also reach us online at www.sonogroup.com. At Sono Assurances, you pick your way, we take the risk.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Dazi, thanks for staying with us. Now, we've been talking to Dr. Paddy Aite earlier. We talked to Dr. Gracelyn Asare. Dr. Asare's research has found that 74% of her respondents are not satisfied with the quality of healthcare they're receiving. We've been unpacking the why, the how come with Dr. Aite. He's been talking about how we are not paying enough for proper healthcare when we go to public institutions, for instance. And he's been making a strong case for private healthcare institutions. He'll bring that on air shortly. But here are the benefits you get when you ride with Uber. Quick time of arrival, usually between 2 and 5 minutes, so reliable. Safety features on the app. Example, you can share your trip in real time with family and friends. You can also see your driver in car details before arrival, which allows you to verify. It also has door-to-door pickup, which makes it easy and very convenient for you. You request a ride when you need it. No need to schedule in advance, although the feature is available should you want to. upfront fares, which eliminates the need to haggle. You can pay by either card or cash. Affordability is assured. Uber, where to? Now, if you're looking for experts to handle your insurance needs, now, if you're looking for experts to handle your insurance needs, talk to J&G Insurance Brokers. Now, as J&G Insurance Brokers, we analyze your insurance needs and negotiate best terms with an insurer with excellent track records in paying claims. Above all, we also facilitate your claims and ensure that you are paid promptly. For your one-stop shop for everything insurance, talk to J&G now. Call Dr. Gideon Ameyedo on 0244-333-335 or 0504-333-335. You can also visit our website, jinginsurancebrokers.com, or email us on info@jinginsurancebrokers.com. J&G Insurance, negotiating a great insurance deal is our business. Now, text messages are brought to you by Afrodan. Your back must last you a lifetime. And Glyco Travel Insurance Policy, we cushion you for life. Afrodan is offering you today the most comfortable chair in the world, period. The Nightingale Extreme Comfort Chair. Just go to Afrodan on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade and feel this chair. You'll be amazed. Let me come straight to Dr. Aite. So we started with cost and quality. But this is not just about public institutions, is it?
The quality issue runs, across board. And it affects us all everywhere. Public institutions, private institutions, a client is a client and needs and deserves to be served, appropriately all the time. So, because this is not to say that there are not quality issues in the private sector. There are some pretty horrible ones there too. So it just runs across, because unfortunately, a lot of the staff that we have in this country run across both. So they learn them one bad habit here and they take it across to the other side and then take it back across and stuff of that sort. So, but it's generally a quality issue. Service is a problem in this country. And it's I think it's right down from the fact that because we don't work as teenagers in a Burger King or a McDonald's where you get fired for being late, and if you serve a client poorly, you get fired. You realize the consequence of poor service to your future career. So because people finish school, fully graduate with whatever qualification they've had, never worked a day in their life, have no idea what it's like to give service, and it's a challenge that we have in various sectors. So yes, public sector, it is there.
So it's not just a healthcare thing.
It's not just a healthcare thing. Our challenge today is healthcare, but a service culture. Yesterday, I had an encounter with the police. The service was beautiful. It was lovely. So Ghana Police, thank you very much. But we need to have that kind of service quality run all through our institutions, from one end, to another. The recognition of the fact that we are service providers and our job is to provide service. It means even when we are saying no, we should say no in such a nice way that it sounds like a yes.
Okay.
But it's a problem that we have all, no matter where it is. No matter what
it's funny you compare private to public institutions, or you say there's a problem in both sectors of institutions, because you see, you said there that people are pushed by the fact that people vote with their feet, so people can leave. And so there's a greater motivation to serve well.
Yes.
And people charge fairly in private institutions.
So you would get, generally, if you do a comparison of the two, you would get better service from the private institution.
But there are still issues with the private.
But there are still issues with the private institutions.
I want you to go through those issues with me, but we just have something coming up on the board. And we'll go to Kumasi very quickly, because we understand the Kumasi City Mall has collapsed. The Kumasi City Mall ceiling, there's a collapse of a part of the Kumasi City Mall ceiling. Nana Senso Mensah is with Insure FM. He's joined us on the line to give us the details. Nana, good morning. What has happened?
Hello?
Yes, Nana, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, so what's the situation currently at the Kumasi City Mall?
Currently, the corridor of the mall...
Nana, please speak up for me. The line is very low.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it can be better, but go ahead.
Okay. I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah. Go ahead.
There's a big veranda in front of the mall that's linked shops, various shops. So, particularly in front of the C206 shop, getting close to the game shop, the part of the ceiling tumbled and it has caved in. But currently there are no casualties. No casualties have been recorded. But there are workers here. They are trying to gather the debris and then clean the floor and then make sure that work begins in the next an hour.
So, does that mean that people have been stopped from entering the mall?
Definitely, Daniel. The mall has been closed at the moment. It normally starts work around 9, but because of what just happened this morning, the mall has been closed. No one is getting in, no one is coming outside. So, but there are workers here who are working assiduously to make sure that the place or the mess is cleared, to make sure that work begins in the next hour. That's what the marketing manager told me. But I have the NADMO coordinator here. He came here as soon as the incident happened. And then I spoke to him not long ago, and then he told me that the issue is under control. It's just a canopy that fell, and then they are trying to make sure that everything is okay. And I also asked him about the structural integrity of the building. Does it mean that they have to make sure that everything is safe, especially getting into the Christmas festivities? And then he also assured that everything is under control, and then they are going to make sure that from today or from this issue, after the debris are collected, everything is going to be settled, and then they'll make sure that almost all the public structures or public buildings will be assessed and make sure that they're in good conditions for public safety. Daniel.
Thank you, Nana Sensumensa, for that report. He works with us with Ishra FM in Kumasi, and he's currently at the Kumasi City Mall assessing the situation. So the latest is that a part of the ceiling has tumbled inwards or has caved in. Thankfully, the mall was not open. No casualty has been recorded, no injury, no death. So currently the mall is closed. They're expecting to open the mall to the public within the hour. And NADMO is on ground to ensure that, first of all, no one is hurt now. Secondly, things like this are prevented going forward. Our eyes are on this issue, so stay with us. We will be bringing you the latest as and when they come. But Doc, let's continue with our conversation. Now, I'm going into a hospital, private or public. What should I be concerned about?
That you get what we call quality care.
And how should I define quality care?
The quality care has been defined for us by the World Health Organization. And they talk about some particular issues. For one of the big things for them is safety. So we expect that you have care which shall be safe. So we shall give you good, that's what you expect. That will not harm you when you get there. First, do no harm. One of our biggest principles. That it shall be effective. It shall be able to solve your problem in an effective manner. It shall be timely. We shouldn't let you wait too long before you are seen. It shall be equitable. If you go and she goes, we should be able to give you comparable levels of care, irrespective of your income levels or your nature of your dressing. And it should be people-centered. Professionally, generally, I don't think we've got too much of a problem in most cases in this country. The people are competent and they'll provide you with good care. And they'll do their best to provide you with safe care. Challenges that we have generally are timely care, people-centered, and the way we go about the way we work.
What does that mean, the way we go about the way we work?
The professional attitude, generally.
Like the service culture
the service culture that we're talking about. You've come, you are waiting to be served, you are standing there, they are not minding you, they are doing something, something else. When you finish, go and stand there, go and do this, go and stand by this door. People are not there to, the whole process of the fact that a client has come and it is my job to see this person through end to end.
But why is that the case? I mean, you work in a hospital.
Yes.
Because for the life of me, I don't understand why it happens.
Because, let's put it this way, and we shall look at it from various sectors. One, I talked about our work culture as the fact that we don't have any kind of work experience most of the time till we finish school. So we don't realize the impact of those kind of behaviors in our business. Where you are working to where you are employed, those things, if they are not emphasized, that we expect this kind of conduct from you, and you are not punished or rewarded for conducting yourself in such a manner, then that one too, it builds up, And in our educational system, we tend not to focus on service. As to the fact that the client has come and you're going to do this for the client, be it in nursing school, medical school, all those kinds of things. But in addition to that, this is the expectation that's expected of you.
Okay.
Mine is to give injection. If I give you injection, whether I did it nicely or I did it painfully, I've given you an injection.
That's what I'm marked on.
Yes, those ones. Yes, that's what I'm marked on. The other ones, I'm not marked. Yeah. I'm not marked on those ones. And it just runs all the way, all the way through. There are other issues that come with the work-related frustration, where you don't have the right equipment to be able to do your work, even though you have the skill and the training to be able to do so.
You're not paid well.
So, pay. If you really think you don't like the pay, quit the job. But people don't always see it that way. It's like, I don't have a job, so I'll take this job. You like that. The pay in the public health sector, for instance, has significantly improved, because I was blessed to have seen the before and after. I saw the before, I saw the after, and the changes definitely made an impact in our lives. So, but it just comes down to the whole work culture, and the fact that a lot of times you want to do something for the client, you can't do it because it's not provided, or the necessary authorities haven't put the things in place.
Before we come to what must be done, let's take a few messages anymore.
Okay. This one says, hello, Dan. This is George from KNUST. On the issue of access to quality healthcare in Ghana, we're all aware that Ghana lags behind. Development doesn't only mean an increase in GDP or perhaps achieving a single-digit inflation rate. However, it includes, among other factors, access to quality healthcare and security by Ghanaians. This one says, demands for payments before surgeries on fractured limbs come at a cost of not less than 4,000 Ghana cedis and above. I have an experience where a patient's limb was left in a POP to rot because of lack of money for surgery on the limb. My name is Emmanuel. How can I be happy and satisfied at our hospitals when a female doctor once told me, Ima, as for today, I would do try and error on you. Since then, I hardly go to that facility. Joy FM, we are not safe. But Doc, I want to come to you for a second, because in the reports, there were two questions that jumped out at me. The first one was, how come patients feel safer when they spend more time in the hospital, and what is accounting for the decision of cesarean sections over the regular birth?
Okay. In that study, they mentioned the fact that those who stayed longer in hospital were more satisfied than those who stayed shorter.
Shorter, yeah.
Because those who stayed shorter tended to come back with complications.
Okay.
So their issue was that those who stayed longer tended to feel that the problems arose while they were in hospital and they were fixed. But those who went home earlier had those problems at home and tended to come back.
Does that have something to do with the community health care? I mean, for example, if you have a baby and you go out
may
there.
be related to how well the client was at the time they were discharged. In a facility that is overcrowded with not enough patients, you've got patients that have delivered, they need to go into the postnatal bed. You've got postnatal patients who need to go home, but they are not ready to go home. Invariably, what happens is that they may tell people to go home before it is at the most safe time for them to go home. And then when they go home, they have a problem with the baby or with themselves, and then they have to come back to hospital. They are very unhappy. They feel they should have been kept a bit longer.
Okay, I'm asking the community healthcare question because I remember that when I had...
the other issue is that we don't have as robust a community health issue. Yeah. In other centers, when you deliver and you go home, in the UK, for instance, you've got the community health nurse that will come and visit you on particular days after you've delivered. She gets a report you've delivered, they come and visit you on particular days after you've delivered. We are currently on a project that is trying to work on that kind of system where we have antenatal clinics based closer to the communities, deliveries done in larger hospitals. When you finish and you go back to the community you are in, but since that clinic is closer to you and she knows you can always have access to that client. It's called Women 360.
And then the C-section question.
The C-section question is what they were referring to. For the C-section patients tend to be more satisfied than. So let me just give you a scenario. You are scheduled for an elective C-section for whatever reason. You come to the hospital on Friday, on a Monday. cesarean section is done for you on a Tuesday morning. Your baby is given to you. You have to deal with pain and a few discomforts, but then afterwards, after 5 days, you go home, you've had your baby. Another patient also came on the same Monday. She came in labor, and she labored for 12, 15 hours. Maybe she had a baby, maybe she ended up in a cesarean section, and she had to deal with all the service quality issues, toilets, nurse's attitude, painful labors, and then had her baby, which maybe the baby is doing well. So the baby is not the issue. Her memory of the event is of all the numerous occasions she was dissatisfied, because she had more encounters with the dissatisfaction train than the one who went and had a cesarean section, and 45 minutes later she's out of surgery. Here is her baby.
Okay.
So it's a matter of experience and what the various processes deliver in terms of experience.
Yes.
But which is more...
But you can but for the, you see, for the patients, you can have a labor that is without pain or moderately without pain, where your pain is managed adequately with adequate support from your nursing staff, and deliver and have a nice, lovely experience. It's possible.
I'm asking
vaginally
this
without a cesarean section.
I'm asking this because we went out and asked people which they would prefer. A cesarean session or as a CS or a normal vaginal delivery. Listen.
I prefer to have a vaginal birth because I believe cesarean sections should be reserved for situations where you can't have a vaginal birth, like if there are complications or if you are not fit to do so. I don't think it's something that I would voluntarily opt for unless I really need it, or unless my chances of survival or the survival of the baby are low. I think those are the times where I think that should be an option. But otherwise, if you and baby are healthy, why should you select a cesarean section? Besides, I think it takes much longer to heal.
I prefer C-section over vaginal birth. My reason being that with vaginal birth, you might get some complications. And I've heard stories of people who have gone through certain complications because when the baby is coming out, and if you're not lucky, the baby is big, it means your vagina has to be opened. And even though they'll work on you for the place to get back to its normal state, I don't really want to put myself through that process. Also, with C-section, you get the opportunity of setting your own dates. If from the beginning you are aware that you'll be going through that, then you can have the opportunity of setting your own dates so that you can just go and have it. I know that sometimes after the C-section, you go through some pains for some days, but I think it's better than going through the normal birth and then having even worse complications. So I prefer that. I've had 2 children, I've been through 2 cesarean sections, and I'm okay. After the birth, I have not gotten any complications. I'm fine, I'm very fit, I'm very healthy, and the children are also good. So I prefer that. So for me, the C-section is the way to go.
I prefer vaginal birth because anything to do with surgery reduces one's ability to undertake certain intensive tasks.
I heard too many negative things about it, and I thought it just put me off. Anytime, any day, I'll choose a vaginal birth over a cesarean section.
I think my preference would be vag birth, just because I think it's a shorter recovery period. I'd much rather spend the first few days with my baby in the comfort of my home than in the hospital. So, and plus I think, it's just you minimize the risk of, surgery and all the complications, like maybe an excessive bleeding or infection or whatever. So that's my preference.
So those were the thoughts of some women listening to us on their preference. I don't know what your preference is, listening to us yourself. But Doc, very quickly on this, on what you've heard and what could make a vaginal birth easier. And then finally, before we go, this thing that has come up, that people of means decide to go and give birth somewhere else, like just cut all your problems short, travel and go and give birth. You justified?
It is not for safe health reasons. My goal in obstetric practice is that my patient who delivers in Ghana and my patient who delivers in America, same quality. We've achieved that. Not difficult. Done. If you leave to go to any of those countries to deliver, it is not because of health reasons. It's because of socioeconomic reasons. And that's cool. I respect your choice.
Okay,
I don't have a problem with that.
So when you say it's not because of health reasons, what's the level of quality we have here that you feel is comparable? Or isn't it a matter of maybe some individual institutions?
Yes. But like everything else, if you go to America, the boiler too is there. Trust me. I've a client came, baby head distorted with some forceps delivery. A colleague of mine, doctor, went to deliver, working there, went to deliver. Doctor came and examined, said 4 cm. Another senior doctor came and examined, said not dilated. Then whispered into the first doctor's ear that she's a doctor. Come and see red face. You understand? It happens everywhere. So it's not because like if you go to this country, quality is exceptional. And take note, quality in the Western world, like the US for example, is not actually the best compared to other parts of the world when it comes to healthcare. So the reasons why they go are not necessarily because of health reasons for a delivery.
Anyone, would you agree?
For a delivery.
I don't know why you're asking me the question.
Because I have clients who've delivered, they do, you go to the UK, go to the UK, and this time they're like, that is not inconvenient, we'll do it in Ghana. And they get up and they realize that, it was, just the same. But it is not everywhere that you would get that level of quality.
So you should find the hospital.
I think we should try and strive so that everybody gets to that level. My problem in this country is that we do lowest common denominator everything. What can the cheapest person afford? Then we dumb best down to that level. Rather than what do we deserve as Ghanaians? And let's pull everybody up to that level. And that's one of our biggest challenges. Is they can't afford, so because of that nobody gets it. Rather than how can we make it possible for this person to get that service? How can we pay for it? Then pull everybody up.
So how can we do that? I mean, if I were asking you to advise a health minister and he'll do it in a minute, what would you say?
On which aspect?
No, we just want to go into the hospital.
I have a whole encyclopedia. So which aspect?
Pick one. Pick your most important, because we've run out.
Let's look at what we just talked about. Assuming that our focus is that we've got a quality of care problem. This is a wake-up issue. One of the things we need to do is immediately try and find out what is the true situation that we have with reference to what our quality issues are, based on defined parameters as quickly as possible. You can do that in a month or two, and then sort that one out. The moment you've done that, you then decide what are the standards that we think we deserve across board. Then we look at what is it that is preventing, what do we need to achieve those standards, and what is it that is hindering us to achieve those standards. And once you've done that, set those standards and give everybody a timetable that we expect you to achieve that. We do safe care evaluation every few years. We know what the standard is. Safe care comes and they enter our nose hair and check everything quality-wise and mark us down that this quality was not good. This quality was not good. You need to reinforce it. Before we come back in 2 years, we'll come back again. We do that in our hospital. A few other hospitals also go through those kinds of international regulated evaluation on healthcare standards. It exists in this country.
Dr. Paddy Ayite, thank you very much for your time. You're an obstetrician, a gynecologist. I hope I said it right.
Yes,
some of the
fine.
Medical terms, a mouthful.
It's fine.
Okay. So we are going to continue the conversation, but not today. Doc, before you go, I have to ask this. So, Joy FM party, a family party in the park is coming off on the 22nd of December.
22nd, okay.
You're a family man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with a wife and kids. How many kids?
I've got 3 sons.
3 sons? The tribe of men.
Tribe of men.
I wonder how your wife
We don't even have a female dog to compensate. To balance the... A friend of ours said everybody in the house is a female except the dog and their father. So
interesting. Okay. So party in the park is December 22, Legon Botanical Gardens. We look forward to seeing you.
I have to talk to the boys. They have a mind of their own ideas. They are big boys now. So they say, this kind of things for children. And,
How old are
we shall
they?
negotiate. 19, 17, 13.
Oh, they're
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
but I'll try and pass by. Hey,
you should know. But there's a 13-year-old. No, but tell the 19-year-old to come because we are. Okay, let me not say that on radio. But
there's something there for him.
Yeah, a couple of things will happen.
Yes.
Involving myself and a few friends of mine, which will be interested.
Okay, so I shall let him know that he has an executive invitation.
Yes, it's for all people of all ages. It's for people of all ages. But we look forward to seeing you at the Lagos Botanical Gardens Joy FM party, family party in the park. It's just 25 cedis for 6 people.
Family of 6, yes.
Yeah, for a family of 6. So you overqualify.
I have to borrow children.
Yes, I can give you. I
need a few extras.
Yeah, for the whole weekend actually.
And that's it for today's conversation. Thank you so much, Dr. Paddy Aite. It's been an education just sitting down and having this conversation with you. I hope it's been as riveting for you as it has been for me. But before we go and speak with our friends from EcoBank, after 100 years, we need no introduction. Why would we? You've seen us prove our expertise as a bank time and again. You've watched us grow over the years, listening and understanding your needs so we